Look at this, man. This is crazy.
Yeah.
How did you balance him on your shoulder, man?
I honestly, when I said my left arm was in like thriving pain, we called this part. And he wanted to try it before the show, and I was just like, no way, I have to do it out there. It's not going to happen.
Do or die, right?
You're doing it, pal.
You have a 200+ pound guy sitting on one of your shoulders trying to balance him. Like,
and that's the bad shoulder, right?
Yeah, but like honestly, with the adrenaline from the crowd, when I hooked his thigh, I was like, "There's no way I'm dropping this guy. I'm not letting this thing go." And you know, you grit your teeth, you squeeze your butt cheeks, and you just hope everything works out, man.
Was there anything that in the match that didn't happen that you kind of wish, as you look back, man, that would have been cool if we could have done this or that, or any thoughts like that?
No, I've watched this match back. I have not watched the Snake Eyes one, the match 2 back, because I got news that this might be happening. I was just like, I'm not gonna. And anytime I watch anything back, like I'll look at this and I'll be like, man, Will's perfect, or whoever my opponent is, they're doing everything perfect. I'll find everything that I hate about what I did.
That's normal.
Yeah, and in this match, like honestly, I was very satisfied with it. Obviously, the reaction from the crowd and everything. Just there's things that. It's honestly me taking his moves. I'm just like, I could have taken that better, made that look better, and highlighted that move better, and sold this in a different way and stuff like that. And hindsight's always 20/20. When you're in there, when the adrenaline's pumping, when the crowd's reacting, like you might not always react in the perfect way. So yeah.
You know what? I would not complain much about this match, Josh. This is pretty close to perfect.
I appreciate that.
And we'll get to it, but Dave Meltzer feels the same way, and we all know how hard Dave Meltzer was on Kurt Angle.
Oh God. Never had a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't hear that till 3 months ago. When I heard it, I was just like, "How is that? How is that even a thing? How's this possible? 5-star matches are not 5-star matches anymore."
Right.
Yeah.
Did you realize at this point, as you guys are wrestling this first match, that there's eventually going to be a second match?
I had no idea. No. I knew there was there's a portion in when we go out there where send the house home happy and stuff like that. We're told stay in the ring, if you want to like shake hands or something, that's completely fine. But Will grabbed the microphone, and when he grabbed the microphone, he said that he didn't want to come to Impact. He wanted to step foot in a TNA ring because we announced that TNA is coming back in January. And I just grabbed the microphone and said, well, if you're coming back to TNA, it's going to be against me. I called my own shot. And I was lucky enough that it did happen in the long run, but no clue.
Hey, Josh, I'm curious. What was the backstage reaction after this match?
I mean, there is a video of the curtain sellout watching that my wife took, people watching the monitors reacting to this match, just like they're, TNA fans, like I was when I was 15, which was, that's the stuff like you really, I think at least I value most when I come back and my peers, show me the respect and love and adoration for what I did out there. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that builds me up more so than, any fan reaction I can get.
So it was a locker room monitor sellout, as they say, for this one.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say it was because of me. I'm sure it's Will's first, time.
I think it was both.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short.
But that's where that pressure is I'm talking about, where I'm representing the locker room and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. Kurt, do you ever remember coming back through the curtain and having that kind of a locker room monitor sellout for a match you did?
Anytime I wrestled AJ.
Okay.
AJ was so easy to work. I've told you that a million times, Paul. He was just a lot of fun to work with, but he did all the work for you. And all you had to do is catch him. And he was flying all over the ring, and you just catch him, and you end up having, we never had a 5-star match, according to Dave Meltzer, but we were pretty damn close.
I'm going to start my own magazine, and I'll get you some 5 stars in there, man.
Like, there you go.
That's completely ludicrous to me. So.
The Alexander Observer. I like it. So we talked about some of the pain that you were dealing with through here. Was there a part of the match that you were like, shit, I am in like significant pain with maybe it was a spot or hold or something that you just stands out in your mind?
His finishing move is called the Stormbreaker, and he hooks you like a pedigree, and he pulls you up onto his shoulder. And every time he pulled my elbows back behind my back, that was just straining the muscles. So, that's where I had to gut through it. But all this stuff, everything in between, like I'm feeling nothing, to be honest with you. The adrenaline's pumping way too much.
Oh, I bet.
Well, what did you take away from wrestling this guy for the very first time? Anything?
Yeah. Anytime I wrestle anybody that, is at a high caliber like this, it's just like the timing of everything, the pacing that you have that, I think I have it as well, but we all have kind of a different pace regardless of what it is. And we're meeting at a certain moment in there at the same time. And, when you step in there with certain people, you just have that instant chemistry. And I was lucky enough, and with Will, we seem to have this instant chemistry where our pacing is on the same wavelength the entire time.
You thought the pacing was good then? I mean,
yeah, we hit our time perfectly. We didn't really rush anything. We had to slow some things down here and there, which is always usually a benefit. Probably could have used some slowing down more in certain parts, but
let me ask you this: how bad did the headbutts hurt?
So he asked me, he was like, "Can we do the the headbutt thing on the knees?" I'm like, "Sure," but I don't know how to pull those. He's like, "Don't pull them." I'm like, "Okay." So,
it doesn't look like you pulled them, man.
No, because like I can't like stop my neck in that direction. Like you just hit connection and go. But like, right. I'm an idiot, man. Like I'm the guy that when I wrestled Jonah last year at Hard to Kill, I was just like, headbutt me and give me a hard way. You know what I mean? Like we need to make this match special.
That's good. I love that.
You know what? You are a little bit crazy, Josh.
But that's why we love you. That's great. I love it. I got Ospreay. Is he as good as everybody says he is? Because man, I gotta tell you, he's got my money anytime he's wrestling. I love him.
Yeah, like honestly, I knew he had every physical gift known to man to be able to do everything in that ring at a high level because I've seen it. But when you get in there and you see that he has just the mind for it, like effortlessly for every single aspect of it, that's what really sets people apart. Like just being calm in every situation, not worrying about things, being able to just change things on the fly and fix things if there are needing to be fixed. Like that's the stuff that makes you really special. And he's no doubt like, I can say the best wrestler I've ever wrestled. I've wrestled a ton of guys that I think are the best guy I've ever wrestled, but he's definitely in that conversation. Man.
Okay.
Where would you rank this match for your career?
I mean, that's a tough one. This one, I probably wouldn't rank super high. Like it might crack my personal top 10. It was an amazing experience. It was a stepping stone for me to like elevate myself. Yes. But just for like pressure situations when you go out there and you rise to the occasion, the ones that you come back from and you're super proud of. The second match is definitely on that list. But I've had matches main eventing.
You guys got better, right?
Yeah, we got better. That's what you always want to do, right? And that's the problem. If you have a really good one, like how are you going to top that? Right?
Yeah, how are you going to outdo the last one? You're right. You're absolutely right.
And the great thing is we're going to get to watch that one next, so I'm pumped about it. Now you said you said your top 10, so I got to ask Josh, what's your number one right now as far as where you're at in your career? And obviously that can change in the future, but what is your number one?
This one, it's a weird one, but it's a personal favorite for me. I like my go-to is always the same. Me defeating Moose at Rebellion to win back the Impact World Championship. My family was there when I came to the back. All the boys were there. I started crying like crazy because it was just this flood of emotions from all this work I did to that point. But the one I'm most proud of, I had a 60-minute Ironman match, and we did an overtime of like 7 minutes in front of no crowd during COVID against TJP. And that was really the springboard for my career. The second they asked me if I was willing to do it, I said yes. Yeah. And I don't think many people would say yes without hesitation like that. But I just knew they were gifting me this opportunity on a silver platter to show that I could do everything in that ring that I need to do to be like a top guy and to represent the company.
Sucks it was during the pandemic though, huh?
Yeah. Doing like any match in front of no crowd sucked, but going 67 minutes or something like that.
You're probably going, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
There's the ending to this first one. Will with the big pin, and that closes the first match down. I got to ask, were you disappointed at all with this match? You felt great and knew, hey, we did something special out there.
Yeah, no, I felt great. And like I said, I didn't know the rematch was happening. And when we walked through the curtain to the back, like the first thing we were greeted with was like Scott D'Amore management and people, letting us know that, they enjoyed it and thought it was one of the best matches they've ever seen and all this stuff that I don't hear too often from, Coach D'Amore and stuff like that. But, and then Will turned to me, he's just like, I'm coming back and we have to do another one. And that's when like the second match kind of got made. So
did Will request this match in the first place?
Will wrestled the evening before at Bound for Glory against Mike Bailey, and I think he had a list of people he wanted to wrestle between Bailey and I. I think we're two at the top of the list. So
Oh, nice. Well, as I
He'd be
said,
at the
Dave.
top of my list too.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Meltzer would give you guys. Here you go, Kurt. Ready? 4 3/4 stars for the match.
He never gave me that either.
Listen, it was the same as Kurt's top match ever from Dave Meltzer. So, so there you go. That's what gave this one.
Is that Sean and Kurt?
I don't. Yeah. You know what?
Oh, he
Great
only
question.
gave me 4 for Sean.
I didn't think so. I don't know if it was it you and Chris Benoit maybe?
It was me and Chris Benoit,
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, 2003.
Oh,
And
well,
we had a
they
really
just-
good trade-off submission match. It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was blown up watching it. I remember.